Good afternoon, dear students. How are you all, beta? Hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to study notice writing, right? But before we start with our class, I would like to inform you that today there is a slight change in the schedule, right? What you are supposed to do, you will ask your doubts on the link which is provided in the description box below this video, right? So let's start with our class today. Notice writing. Now, first of all, the question comes in our mind is what is notice? Fine. So let's read. Notices are a means of formal communication targeted at a particular person or a group of persons. So its target is a person or a group of persons. Fine. It is like a news item informing such person or persons of some important event. So what it is like? It is like a news item which is informing such person or persons of some important event. This can be an invitation to a meeting, an announcement of any event, to issue certain instructions or make appeals, etc. Right? It is generally written and then displayed at a public place where it is accessible to all. This is very important, children, that it should be accessible to all. So we should try to display it at a public place. They can be pasted on notice boards. If it is meant for a wider audience, it can be even be published in a newspaper. Right? Generally, we can paste it on a notice board, but if it is meant for a wider audience, right, it can be even published in a newspaper. This is generally what our government do. So the government, when it issues notice, must publish it in national and local papers, right? So when government publish their notices, where they publish it in the national and local newspapers. Fine. Okay, now come to the kinds of notice. Let's find out some kinds of notice. Lost and found notice. This you must have read in your 6th class also. Lost and found notice, very common among students. Then notice informing about a meeting, event, function, etc. To be organized or had been organized, right? So what is a notice? A notice is a kind of information meant for others to know and follow. So it can be an organized or had been organized. So notice announcing about tours, competitions, seminars, etc. Then come to 4th point, notice announcing change of name, address, etc., which we generally find in newspaper. Now, how to write notice? This is very important topic. Let's see what is here. Name of issuing organization or authority. First of all, at the top. Fine. So right at the very top, you print the name of the person or company that is issuing the said notices. This will help the reader identify the notices as important or unimportant to him, right? If you write the name of the person or company at the very top of the notice, the person who is concerned will get to know either this is important or unimportant to him. Now next is title. When writing notices, we mention a title, notice. This you all know, that when we write notices, we mention a title, notice at the top. This helps draw attention to the document. Notices are generally posted at a public place or published in newspaper. This we just have read in a previous slide. It is important that they do not get lost in a sea of information, right? So, a bold title clearly mentioned helps draw the attention. So, this always works if you write it in bold capital letters. Now come to date. Again, it is also very important to put a date in the notice. After the tile to the left hand side, we print the date on which the notice have been published. Since this is a formal document, date is an important aspect, and it since these documents stay on record, right? So if you write a date on the left hand side of the notice, you can easily identify the record of the document. Hope this is clear to you. After date, we write heading. Then we move on to an appropriate heading to the notices. This heading should make abundantly clear the purpose of the notice. So when we move to an appropriate heading to the notices, this heading should make abundantly clear that the purpose of the notice. Now come to body. After the heading, we write the brief and to the point body of the notice. The main content of the notice features in the body. So just immediately after heading, we write the body, which is very important again, and the main content of this should be very precise, right? So whatever you write in the body, it should be to the point. Writer's name. Then at the end of the notices, we write the name and designation of the notice writer. The notices have to also be signed by the same person to lend it authority and validity, right? So this was the format of notice. Now let's talk about the content. Notices should cover some important points that are to be communicated to the readers. Now let us summarize the 5 points that the content of the notice will cover. The 5 W's, or you can say the 5 W's of W family, right? And what's that W family is? Yes, of course, these 5 W we have: what, where, when, who, and whom, right? So this should be very clear in the body. Let's read out the first one, what. How to deal with what. So what is the notice about, right? So you will provide each information related to what. So what is the notice about? That is very important if you are writing a notice. The notice should be clear about what is going to happen or what has already happened. This is the crux of the message and should be written clearly. There should not be any ambiguity. So you should write in a very clear way, in a proper way and with the proper language, that what is the notice about. Then next point is where if the notice is about an event, then the location of such event must be written clearly, right? If you want to describe the location, how would the person reach to that, right? So it's very important to define the location. The venue of the location are important details, so make sure to include this in the notice. Again, location is here, then the venue, this you must write down in the notice in order to inform the concerned person. Now the third one is when. This is the time and the date. Fine. So when is about, of course, about the time and the date of the event or meeting. If possible, the duration of the event should also be mentioned to people can schedule their time accordingly. Right? Next is who. This will be who the notice is addressed to. Who all are supposed to adhere to the notice should be clearly mentioned to avoid any confusion, right? So this will be who the notice is addressed to. Fine. This should be very clear, otherwise there will be a confusion in that. So in order to avoid any kind of confusion, you should clear out this point. Now the fifth one is whom. And final detail should be whom to contact or get in touch with. This mentions who the appropriate authority is to contact. Okay, so these were the 5 W's family, very important points which you should keep in your mind while writing a notice, especially the body, the content of the notice. Now, here comes few tips to remember regarding notice writing. So notices are always written in a box. There should be usage of passive voice. Again, one more important thing that you should keep in your mind while writing a notice. It means you have to always use sentences written in passive voice. For example, the names have to be given by the students to their class teacher. So here we have written this sentence in passive voice. So in this way you will deal with the body of the notice. Never use first person. Again, another important tip to remember about notice writing. So never use first person while writing a notice. There should be no use of I, we and me. This is an important rule which should be memorized by heart. And the next one is be precise and to the point. The ideal length of notice is 50 words. So precise language is appreciated, right? So while writing your notice, you should keep these points in your mind, that the notice should be precise and to the point, and the length of the notice is 50 words approx, right? So always keep these things in your mind and you will write a very well notice. Let's move to next. Okay, now come to the format. Since notices are a formal document, it should follow a structure or a format. Keep in mind there is no one correct rigid format, right? No one correct rigid format. Different formats used by different people, organization can show some variations, but it is deal to follow a somewhat similar format for ease to understanding and uniformity. Let us look at the most used format of notices. So here is a format of notice. First of all, we are writing here name of institution or organization. Fine. After that, we put notice just below the name of institution and organization. At the very left corner, you'll write date, again heading in the center, and then you'll write body or content here, right? And of course, then at the end in the left side, you will put signature, you'll write name and designation of the concerned person. So some solved example for you. Just read it carefully and then we will write a notice. On the occasion of Diwali, your housing society has planned a feast for all its members. As the chairman of your society, write a notice inviting all the members of the society to this gathering. Provide all the necessary details. Now, first of all, you are supposed to read the question carefully so that you will get the essential information about it, right? So let's read it again. On the occasion of Diwali. So the Diwali is the occasion, and your housing society has planned a feast for all its members. For whom you are planning this? For all its members. As the chairman of your society. Now who are you? You are the chairman of your society. Write a notice inviting all the members of the society to this gathering. So whom you are inviting? You are inviting all the members of the society to this gathering. Provide all the necessary details. Now let's take a look of the notice. Here comes the name of the institution or organization, and the name of the organization is ABC. We had just written Cooperative Housing Society. Just below that we write notice. At the very left corner we have written date, then the heading at the center, and the heading is about Diwali gathering, right? Now let's read out the body. On the auspicious occasion of Diwali, the society has organized a gathering followed by dinner. So what is the occasion here? Our first question comes from W family. What? On the auspicious occasion of Diwali, right? The society has organized a gathering followed by dinner. So this is the issue which we are writing about. All members of society are requested. Now who all are invited? All members of societies are requested to attend the event. And where? Again, here comes W again. Where? In the clubhouse of the society. Now when? Again W. When? At 8 p.m. on the 30th of October. So we have answered all the W's here. Fine. And finally XYZ, or the name of the concerned person, and the designation chairman of ABC cooperative housing society. And finally, of course, never forget to put this notice in a box, right? So let's take one more example. You are Kiran, school captain of Kabir Model School, Rohtak. Who are you? You are Kiran, school captain of Kabir Model School, Rohtak. Write a notice informing the students about a debate competition. What you are supposed to do, you are supposed to invite students for a debate competition which is going to be held on 25th September. Clear? Now let's take a look of notice. Here is the name of the institution or organization, and the name is Kabir Model School, Rohtak. Then comes notice. Of course, just immediately after that, at the left side we write date, then the body or the content. All the students are hereby informed. Whom we are informing? All the students, right? Hereby informed that a debate competition, what is going to be organized? A debate competition will be held on 25th September, and here comes when. In the school hall. Those who want to participate may submit their names by 18th. Names to me, to whom we are supposed to submit, right? To the school captain, me. By when? Again, 18th September, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have answered all W's here, right? It means our content is complete. Then the name of the concerned person and the designation. Of course, finally we will put our notice in a box, right? So we have completed our notice. Hope students, you all understood notice. I have tried my well to make it clear to you. Hope you all understood. Even if you find any kind of problem, you may leave a comment in the link given in the description box, right? Now let's come to your home assignment. You are Nikhil, the head boy of Chandigarh Public School, Chandigarh. Write a notice on behalf of your school inviting all the grandparents of the students of your school to celebrate World Elders Day, right? So you are Nikhil. Nikhil, the head boy of Chandigarh Public School. So write a notice on behalf of your school. What you are going to do, you are going to invite all the grandparents of the students of your school. And what is the occasion? On Elders Day, right? This is first one. And one more notice you have to write in your notebook. You are Abhay. Abhay is the sports captain of DAV Model School. What you are supposed to write it about? Write a notice in 50 words for the school notice board informing the students about the inter-school basketball. So what you are supposed to inform students here? You are supposed to inform the students about the inter-school basketball match to be played, right? So you will keep in your mind W's family. You will write a notice after keeping all the points in your mind, and I'm quite sure that you will write it correctly, right? So children, thank you all very much for being a patient listener. So we'll meet you in next class. Till then children, stay healthy, stay happy and stay home. Take care and have a nice day.